Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me today. This is E.G. Riku from egrikuhandmade.com, and today I am bringing you a very quick and easy card with a little sentiment, and on the inside it has a little stamped girl dancing in the rain with a white background so that you're able to write your own message on the inside. And do excuse the little mark here. Unfortunately, after I made the card, my Stampin' Scrub cleaner spilled on me and got a little bit on the card, so unfortunately it has now a little stain on it. So please try to pay no attention to that. It's more as far as the process of what I did in order to make the card. So okay, let's get started. So for this project, we're gonna need one piece of Emerald Envy Cardstock that is 8.5 inches by 5.5. One piece of Whisper White cardstock that is 4 inches by 5.25. And one little piece of Whisper White cardstock that is 1/2 inch by 4.25. So to start off this project, get myself situated here. I'm going to actually be using today the Beautiful You stamp set, which is this one right here. And what we're going to be using out of this 2 stamp sets, it's going to be this little kind of watercolor mark here. This little sentiment right here that says, "Life may not be the party we had hoped for. While we were here, we might as well dance." And this bottom one right here of the girl dancing in the rain. And right now it's a really great time to get this stamp set. It's been extremely popular with Stampin' Up just because you're getting so many stamps for a very, very low price. It's actually 13 in total, which is one of the bigger stamp sets that Stampin' Up actually has to offer. So if you're interested, now's the time to really get that. So to start off, I'm going to start getting this little scrap of my Whisper White. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go ahead and mount this on my block right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and create a pattern for the bottom. And I'm going to be using my Peekaboo Peach ink. And this is the first time that I'm using this particular stamp, so I just want to make sure that when I stamp it the first time, I might have to get a little bit of glue on the back of this. Sometimes adding a little bit of glue at the back of your blocks kind of helps the stamp attach. So I'm just going to do a test spot right there, make sure that I got a nice even coverage on that stamp. And again, I'm just going to go around and do a little random pattern. Just kind of adds a little bit of interest to my bottom portion. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to use it again in a minute. Now this is going to be a really quick and easy card to make. Now, to save some time, I used the Stampin' Up deco labels on my Big Shot and cut these out. If you haven't seen these before, these are the deco label framelits. And for this particular project, what I did, I used the second smallest and the smallest deco label. So I punched out the white in the smallest version, and then I took a piece of cardstock of my Peekaboo Peach, and I just went ahead and cut that out and went back in with a smaller deco label, and I used it right in the middle to kind of get that shape cut out. And I can use the inside of this one for another project. Okay, so I'll go ahead and set these aside. Put these away. And yeah, the reason I'm not bringing my Big Shot onto the screen is because it's rather large. so it makes it a little bit difficult to kind of show me cutting the deco labels on camera. Now, this is a really simple, quick project for your piece of cardstock for your Emerald Envy. If you take a regular sheet of 8.5 by 11, cut it in half, and then score it in half. So that's my 8.5 inch mark. And I just went ahead and scored it at 4 1/4. And that gives me the perfect fold in half. You could use the card this way as well, and that way you have an open closure from the top. But I like it on the side for this particular one. So what I'm going to do on this part is going to take my piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to just add adhesive as close as possible to the edge. And the way that I cut this is to just give me a little hint of a border all around. So just kind of align that as best you can. There we go. And I'm just going to grab my bone folder and kind of reinforce that a little bit. Now for the inner portion, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my Girl in the Rain. And I couldn't find my black archival ink, so I went ahead and did it on Night of Navy. This is the closest thing I had to black, and I think it looked nice with the Emerald Envy to begin with, and with the Peekaboo Peach. And again, I'm just going to do another test spot, just because these stamps are new. It's the first time that I'm using them. And I'm just going to stamp it on the lower corner. There you go. And set it aside. And let it dry a little bit. And then I'm going to go back with the Peekaboo Peach with the same stamp that I used to do my little random pattern for my bottom strip. So I'm just inking that up. Let's see which way I want to. But I'm just trying not to get my head on the camera. Hopefully that's lined. Perfect. And I'm actually going to go ahead and take my Peekaboo Peach marker. And if you haven't seen these have two ends. One's a fine tip, and one's more like a little brush. And I'm not trying to be perfect with this. It's just kind of mimicking what's on the bottom. And I'm going to do it on her little hat as well. There we go. Just kind of give that a second to dry. Okay, now for the front part, what we're gonna do is, if you have a piece of linen thread or anything like that, baker's twine, any of that will work. I'm just gonna take a random amount and just cut some off. Got this right here. And I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive towards the top and the center. And I'm just going to go ahead and twirl it around. In no particular direction, really. Just kind of making little figure eights. This piece might have been a little bit too long. trying to get that edge stuck down. There we go. So now for this part, just get glue on the little edges on the tabs because it is quite skinny. Just enough to kind of stick it down. You can use mini glue dots as well if you'd like. That's good enough. I'm just going to take some of that thread and feed it through. And I'm going to try to center that. That's good. I'm trying to push that up to all the edges. And before I touch this piece, I'm going to go ahead and stamp it with my little sentiment. I'll put this down here. I'm actually going to go ahead and do it with the Night of Navy, just to kind of mimic a little bit what's inside. Test spot. Try to get this as straight as possible. There we go, that's not bad. And loads of adhesive on the back of this. Because you want it to kind of secure that linen thread down. That's okay. Once I actually stick this portion down, it'll stay how I want it to. There we go. And just kind of align that. Use dimensionals for this as well. And I'm going to attach my bottom decorative piece. Again with a little bit of adhesive to run it across. To reinforce with my bone folder. And lastly, to do a little finishing touch, I'm going to go ahead and put some of my little pearls. I think I'm probably going to do 3 at the bottom. So I'm going to do the biggest one. Down. Second to biggest, and then a little itty bitty at the bottom. And if it sticks, oh, it's stuck to my finger. I'll grab a new one. Adhesive doesn't want to stay on that one. Oh, these things happen. That's okay. And there you have it. That is my little card finished. I hope you like it. It's a really quick and easy last minute card, just with a little bit of an interesting touch. And a white inside so that you can write your own message if you'd like. So tell me your thoughts if you like it, or I want to see your own versions if you want to post them online. So thank you very much for joining me today, and have a good day. Bye-bye.